Hello and welcome to Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Today we are going to take the paper we made last time and we are going to bind them into your very own sketchbooks. Okay, so the first thing I did is I took the paper we made last time and I glued it to a thicker piece of cardstock. This is going to give it some support as the cover of our sketchbook.
Today is all about bookbinding. Bookbinding is the process of building a book, usually in codex format, from an ordered stack of paper sheets with one's hands and tools, or in modern publishing, by an automated process. Today we're going to be doing it simply with our hands. The only piece of modern tooling that we will be using, that's a lie. We're going to be using a few modern tools. We're going to be using needles and waxed thread along with a dremel. To ensure that my holes line up, I'm going to start off with a ruler and any color Sharpie I want. I'm going to mark about an inch between each of my little dots here. It doesn't matter what color Sharpie I use because I'll be drilling them out.
The tool I've got right here is called a dremel, and I just got it off of Amazon. It comes with a bunch of different tips. The tip I'm using is like a drill, and I'm going to press this button and that's going to spin around. You have to be very careful when you're using a dremel tool or any other type of drill because it can go through you and it can hurt you a lot. So we need to make sure that we're practicing safety today. So next up, you need to cut however many pages you want to fit in your notebook. These are going to go behind, and I suggest to hold them in place with something like a binder clip. You can use one on top, one on bottom if you want to keep it extra secure, but because I'm not using that many pages, I think this is going to work. The paper that I'm using is some old graphing paper that was going to be recycled and thrown away from our school, so I was able to save that for this project. Now before I start going, I wanted to show you that I'm using two old missalettes. You can tell I work at a Catholic school, right? These are from the last church year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold them apart so that there's a bit of a space, so that when I put my book on top, I'm going to line it up so that my Dremel tool can go through and not hit anything. So again, make sure that you're practicing safety with this. Let's turn it on. You can hear it go down. Each time I click it, it's going to go faster. So just depending on what you'd like to do. Hold it as straight as you can. Just punch all the way through. And then go all the way back up. As easy as pie.
The next step in our process is to add the thread to our binding.
So here's what the holes look like from the back. By using that ruler in the beginning, I was able to make sure that they were pretty straight in a row. This binder clip makes me confident that all my holes are going to be in line when I start to bind my book with thread and a needle. Next up, we're actually going to make a crease in our front. I'm going to cover up my stitching with my ruler and hold it tightly down. Then I'm going to fold my book up and crease it over. By training it to do this early, we'll make sure that it doesn't crack later when it's fully dried. So there is my new sketchbook. Okay, so I was able to bind a total of 5 books today. I wanted to show you some of the different ideas you could do. Sometimes I doubled up the strings, sometimes I only did it once. And they're a combination of simple running stitch, whip stitches, which we learned all about those when we were doing our Christmas stockings. So this should all be a review. I can't wait to see what your sketchbooks turn out like. All of our different paper makes our projects so unique, just like each one of you.
This has been Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.